بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، وأفضل الصلاة وأتم التسليم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما. اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهلا، وأنت تجعل الحزن إذا شئت سهلا. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا، إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. أسأل الله تبارك وتعالى أن يجعل نياتنا خالصة لوجهه الكريم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Our 3453 granny is the first one to enter the class. May Allah reward her, strengthen her and her husband, Fatima and Maqsood. May Allah bless you both in all of your endeavors and allow you to be a means of opening the path to guidance and salvation in your area to the people of your area. May Allah tabarak wa ta'ala facilitate for you. Ameen. I wanted to address an important thing that all of us should understand. And it is about al-jama'ah. Al-jama'ah. You know, we say Ahl sunnati wal jama'ah. Al-jama'ah, what is intended by that, the majority, the group. And what is meant by that is Jamhur al-Ummah, the majority of the Muslim nation. That means something. That means a lot. The majority of the Muslim nation. And I want you to keep that in mind. And there are many narrations, some of them weak, some of them authentic, that relate to the importance of al-jama'ah, Jamhur al-Ummah, as-Sawad al-A'zam, the majority of the Muslim nation. These narrations indicate that to show its importance. Among them is the narration of the 73 sects, which means that the Prophet ﷺ mentioned that the Jews divided into 71 groups and the Christians divided into 72 groups or sects, you can say. And he said, my nation will divide into 73. All of them will be in the hellfire except one. And then he was asked, who are they, O Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? And there are different narrations of that hadith. One, he said, Ma ana alayhi wa ashabi, those who follow what I and my companions are upon. And then another one, he said, al-jama'ah, right? The majority of the nation. And then there is the narration that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned that that Allah's protection is over the jama'ah. And whoever deviates from that deviates to the hellfire. Yadallahi fawqa al-jama'ah wa man shadda ila an-nar. And then the narration that the Prophet ﷺ said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would never allow his nation to agree on misguidance. So whenever you see any differences, follow the majority of his nation. إن الله لا يجمع أمتي على الضلالة فإذا رأيتم اختلافا فعليكم بالسواد الأعظم. All of these narrations, they indicate the same thing, that the majority of the Muslim nation would never go astray, would never be upon misguidance. And I'm highlighting this point because on this platform, Scattered Thoughts, Post-Fajr Reflections, the classes of Sheikh Waleed, the Black Imams Roundtable, different things we do. Sheikh Yaya's class on the 7 Hadith now that has joined what we're doing. We're doing a lot of things, and we're attracting a lot of people. And a lot of us are new to these matters. And whenever the weeds get high, the snakes roam through them. Whenever the weeds get high, the snakes roam through them. Someone put that. Please put that for me. Whenever the weeds get high, the snakes roam through them. I coined that phrase. Don't try to steal it. It's mine. I'm patented and don't try to steal it. Nah. Right? Everyone put that up, please. It's an important thing. I say things to keep your minds, open your eyes and keep your mind focused. There you go. I like Khadijah, my homie. That's right. Sorry, Muhammad. Khadijah kicked it. Why do I say that? Because I'm noticing, and I watch, I pay attention. I notice different things that occur in the sessions. I watch all the sessions. I observe. And we have an objective that we've been doing, and that is 3, 4, 5, 3, right? That's our methodology. Now, Amin's methodology, that is the methodology of all of Ahl Sunnah. It's just summarized, right? Right? All of Ahl Sunnah are 3, 4, 5, 3. All of Ahl Sunnah. The majority of the nation, no matter where you go, everybody is 3, 4, 5, 3. What do I mean by that? What do you think I mean by that? That's a question. Nah, Issa, I don't watch nobody's inboxes, not even my own. I'm afraid what's in those inboxes. I don't even pay attention. Okay, that's what 3, 4, 5, 3 means, Isla. That's true. But when I say everyone of Ahl Sunnah is 3, 4, 5, 3, what do y'all think I mean by that? right? The majority of Muslim nation all follow that path. The expressions of it may be different, but it's the same. So whenever you deal with Muslims, if they're not following that methodology, get away from them. They're not following the majority of the Muslim nation. That methodology is for everybody. The way it may be expressed may differ, right? The way it be expressed from place to place, teacher to teacher, group to group, organization to organization, it may be expressed differently, but it's all the same, right? No one who is Ahl Sunnah would disagree with this methodology. Now, the way they employ it may be different, but everyone of Ahl Sunnah agrees with this methodology, right? So I'm giving you something generally that no matter where you go, you know if they differ from this, right? Something's wrong with this group. Something's wrong with this sheikh. Something's wrong with this person. This methodology is very easy, right? Right? And that's sufficient for you in your deen. That summary is sufficient for you in your deen, and you just learn more details, right? So that's why I said 3453, spread it. Why? Because if everyone knows it, then everyone will be able to stick within the jama'ah and will have a basic means to protect themselves from deviance. Why do I say that? Because people may say, I'm Ahl Sunnah, and they'll use the religion for their own objective. So what they're saying is not false in general, but what they intend by it is false in specific. That's the snake in the weeds, right? So they would come and say, we Ahl Sunnah. And that's true. But what they intend is not Ahl Sunnah. It's some organizational objective that has nothing to do with 3453. Absolutely nothing to do with it, right? And if you forget your base, you'll get trapped. The general thing, you'll get trapped off in someone's political or selfish motives. And then you'll end up blaming it on Islam. And it has nothing to do with the deen. It is, you got caught up in a cult, an Islamic cult, and you just didn't identify it. And it happens. It happened to me more than once. And that's what made me learn my deen, right? It happened to me more than once. No one has a patent on Islam. Put that up. No one has a patent on Islam. Ahl Sunnah is fine as it is, right? We don't need your sheikh. We don't need your organization to be Muslim. Your sheikh or your organization is not the end all of the deen. No one. Everywhere in the world, around the world, there are righteous Muslims who are following the path of 3453 all around the world. There are teachers, there are scholars, there are righteous awliya all around the world, not just your group, right? We don't need your group at all. That doesn't mean your group or your sheikh is wrong. They're not needed. They're not necessity. They're not a necessity for people to practice their deen. People will live Islam without your group. It's okay. And you can live Islam without your group or your sheikh. If your sheikh or your group has something beneficial to offer to Islam, alhamdulillah, right? But Jamhur al-Muslimin, the majority of all the Muslims, Jamhur al-Ummah, the majority of the Ummah, will always be on right guidance. Does everyone understand that? The majority of the Muslim nation will always be on the right path. This is very important because I don't want none of you to fall in, because I know there are people and there are groups that come in and I listen, I watch, and you would think we're Ahl Sunnah, but really they're calling to their group or to their sheikh or to their organization. And I don't want you to fall in that stuff. It's a trap, right? That's the snake in the weeds. I don't want to fall into that. Benefit from all the pious shuyukh, right? And organizations that represent Ahl Sunnati wal Jama'ah. Benefit from them, but don't become fascinated with anybody. And if you're fascinated with somebody, be fascinated because of their piety and righteousness, and they're sticking to the right path. And that is it. Don't become a personality worshiper. We learned our deen from scholars all around the world. All around the world. From the east to the west. And when you study the deen, you learn that everybody has their own special merits that the others don't have, right? There is no such thing as microwave Islam. Learn your deen and you will identify what I'm talking about if you should come across it. No hints. Because it ain't about individuals. It's important that you understand the deen. If you understand the deen, you'll recognize it when you see it. I'll give you something, Malika, right? A lot of us come from the inner city, right? A lot of us. If I say to you, that's a dope fiend move, right? If I say to you, that's a dope fiend move, do you know what I'm talking about? How many of you, when I say that's a dope fiend move, understand what I mean by that? How many of y'all understand what I mean? Fatima, you don't understand what I mean? All right, I'm identifying who come from the hood and who don't. Quick fix. Free slaves, stop it. Yeah, all that. Crackhead move, dope fiend move, same meaning, right? So, do I gotta tell you dudes on drugs or they on drugs for you to understand what I mean? I gotta say so-and-so is on drugs, or I say that's a dope fiend move. If you recognize dope fiend moves, crackhead moves, you understand the one who does that, you most likely know what they're doing, right? You understand? right? That's a crackhead move. That's a dope fiend move. So you already see it, even though you don't know the individual. You know the moves. You know what they do. You understand the characteristics. You understand the traits. So sometimes cultish groups in Islam have dope fiend moves, crackhead moves. You can see it a mile away. If you know that move, that's a cult move right there. I'm giving you the analogy so you understand what I'm saying. When someone's in an Islamic cult, or they on this, my sheikh is the best sheikh, my group is the best group, they have certain dope fiend crackhead moves. They're Islamic in form, but it's the same dope fiend crackhead move. Right? It's the same move. You can see it. Right? You don't even have to know the person. You just watch the moves. You got to know people by their signs. Right? So you see people by their signs. So I'm warning you of things because we're making a lot of moves, a lot of impact. People are listening. We don't even know how many people are listening. And with that, people's trying to pick you off with nonsense. So I got to tell you, without saying this person, because a person may benefit when they come and learn. So I have to be, I'm not going to say you. Nah. I'll just give you the signs and be careful when you see them. If you see those signs, be careful. Right? Because we've made a platform that is unique. So then I see the snakes coming. Right? I watch, I observe. And I don't want you to get bit. So then you say, I got bit, and you got bit on the platform that you came to benefit from, but you didn't see the snake in the weeds. So if I don't tell you that there are snakes in the weeds, so listen, learn properly, and you'll catch them all the time. One of the telltale signs, when someone try to get you to join their group, that's a sign of a snake in the weeds. All right, you ready? Whenever someone tries to get you to join their group or follow their sheikh, that's a snake in the weeds. Y'all heard what I just said? Please put that up. So that's all I'm giving you, Malika. I'm giving you no more than that. Whenever someone comes into the group or pulls you through your inbox and gets you to follow their group or their sheikh, that's a snake in the weeds. You got me? Do I need to say any more? Please put that up. Whenever you see someone come in and call you to their group or their sheikh, that's a snake in the weeds. That's it. I gave you everything you needed. And I see it happening. I don't know how many of you catch it, but I see it. I'm watching. The dean is complete. There you go. So, because if they just teach you 3, 4, 5, 3, and they just do that, and they stick towards that methodology of Ahl Sunnah, you're fine. But if they start calling you to their sheikh in their group, that's a sign of a snake. Because Ahl Sunnah is Ahl Sunnah. You're learning, you're fine, you're good. You're learning the knowledge. You're doing what you have to do. You're fine. Why do I got to follow your sheikh? Why do I got to join your group? Right? It's easy. I'm Ahl Sunnah. I'm fine. Right? What I'm saying to you is if your sheikh is Ahl Sunnah, your sheikh's not going to call to himself. If your group is Ahl Sunnah, your group is not going to call to themselves. Right? No one's going to call. Do you ever hear me saying you got to follow Imam Amin or my sheikh? Have y'all ever heard me say that? I have a sheikh. I have teachers. Right? You ever heard me say you got to just be with my sheikh, or my sheikh's the best sheikh in the whole world, or everyone has to be Shafi'i? Have you ever heard me say that? Have you ever heard me act like that or seen me act like that? No, never. Never. I said be Ahl Sunnah, right? And I told you what Ahl Sunnah is, right? Right? Don't you think I think my sheikh is nice? That I think my sheikh is the man? In my personal opinion, my sheikh is like that. And the Shafi'i madhab is like that. And the Ash'ari madhab is like that. And my tariqah is like that. I believe that. But that's not an obligation for you to be Ahl Sunnah, to follow my methodology, right? If you want to, ahlan wa sahlan, right? But it's not about us. It's about you being on the straight path, right? That's the point. So I'm just trying to share a point with you because it's going to happen, and I see it, and I watch, and I just don't want you to fall into stuff, and then you have a headache later, and then you start blaming the dean. It ain't the dean, it's people and groups. The dean is perfect, complete, fine, doesn't require all that, right? So that's your sign. And then you just kindly say, no, thank you. Or you benefit and just don't become a groupie. That's all. You can benefit from someone so long as it's right. Don't become a groupie. That's it. The Jama'ah, the majority of Ahl Sunnati wal Jama'ah, is fine. Right? That's it. That's my point. And you know what made me think about that? This morning or yesterday, I was thinking about my teachers, right? And I was thinking about an individual, right, who leads a cult, right? I was thinking about an individual who leads a cult. And I don't say that's their intention to be a cult. They just have a cult mentality and cult behavior, cultish behavior. I'm not saying that they're a cult. I shouldn't say that. They just act like one. Or they may be one and I just giving them the benefit of the doubt, which we should. We should give them the benefit of the doubt, right? Any Muslim, you should give them the benefit of the doubt. But the behavior is cultish, no doubt about it, right? So I was thinking about this one individual who's the leader of that group, right? And I was thinking, none of my teachers, he's not even 20% of them in knowledge or outward piety. I can't speak of the heart, right? I can't speak of no one's heart. I said, but outwardly, he doesn't have 20% of their knowledge, nor outwardly piety, because I know the person. He's not 20% of their piety. Right? And he would convince his followers that all of them are wrong and his path is right. You hear what I said? He's not 20% of them in knowledge, nor 20% in outward piety. I don't know his heart, right? But he would convince his followers that everyone else is wrong and follow him. And I think about that stuff. I was thinking about it because I was just thinking about my teachers. I don't mention my teachers at all, like once in a while. But I got to learn from some giants in the Muslim nation, right? Some giants, right? And I met them and I sat with them and I benefited from them. So I seen gold compared to copper, right? I know the difference. Even if I'm costume jewelry, not even copper, but I recognize the difference between gold and copper, right? I don't have to be gold to know gold, right? I can be costume jewelry, but I know that's gold. And I know you're bronze, you're not gold. If you're bronze, you might be costume jewelry too, but nevertheless, I understand the difference, right? I like to say this. I've learned enough to identify when someone doesn't know. I've learned enough to identify when someone doesn't know. Right? So I know when you're running game. That doesn't mean you're a bad person, but I'm not going to be fooled. I've learned enough not to be fooled. Right? So when I see that type of behavior, I already know what's happening. And we got to be cautious of this because people, as people, this stuff has devastating effects on people's Islam. Cults, false claimants to uh, being sheikhs or spiritual guides. Man, that stuff is devastating on people. Right? It's devastating. People sometimes they lose their Islam, they never recover, they don't want to learn. It's serious, right? So I don't want us to fall in that. Stick with the majority of the nation. All around the world is available. You have a roadmap. The majority of the nation is fine. You don't have to have some unique, special Islam for you in your group. Nah. We could go anywhere in the world and learn our deen. It's fine, right? You just got to know the foundations of the religion. And then you go anywhere and you're going to see it. You can benefit. There are righteous people all over the world, all over the globe. So do y'all understand my point so I can close out? I'm trying to help you. And remember, in every indication is a clear expression. Tell you, don't worry, Fatima. Just hang out. You'll get some hood slang. No, I just listen. I really, 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 I want good for us, for all of us, right? And I see stuff, and I just like I have to warn you, right? It's part of me being your brother. And don't be suspicious and think just some stuff is just obvious. I just gave you the obvious signs. Don't let nobody drag you in no cult and give you a headache, right? Just listen. We learn in the Deen, Ahl Sunnah, Ashari Maturidi, right? In Aqidah. In Fiqh, Hanafi, Maliki, Shafi, Hanbali. In Tasawwuf, there are various paths of Tasawwuf, right? Different turuk, different ways. All of them, when they stick to the methodology of Ahl Sunnah, are valid. Every one of them are valid when they stick to the methodology of Ahl Sunnah. That's a lot. There's room. You can find your comfort zone within all that big picture is available, right? It's available. You okay? Just stick to the well-trodden path. And learn from other people's experiences, right? Why do when I say stick together, I don't know, y'all, Khadijah, I don't know sometimes what the heck y'all be talking about, but I'll try to jump in. You know, y'all got your own stuff. What do I mean by stick together? Because this would happen. If you're here, that's not going to happen. If you're with us, that's not going to happen. We're going to catch that stuff. But if you by yourself, you're going to get ate by the wolves, right? Because you might not have all the tools to recognize stuff, right? But if you stick together, then you have a group. You got myself, you got Imam Naeem, you got Imam Fahim, and we're all different. We don't have the same everything, but we all stick to the majority of the nation, and we'll be able, between you got protection. You know what I mean? You got people to say, identify things that you may not see. So by sticking together, when new things come, you got something to refer it to, not your own, right? It's like, okay, these are things they're telling me. And privately, I'll tell you, right? I'll tell you. This is good, watch that. This is good, watch that, right? You follow? That's it. We'll, we'll pick it up. That's all. Because here's what happens. They come through these classes, then pull you to their own stuff. And once you're in their own stuff, I don't know what they're doing over there. But they came as if they was doing what we're doing. And then to pull you to what they're doing. And I don't know what they're doing, right? But you would assume, oh, I met them on Scattered Thoughts or Post Fajr Reflections or the Round Table. But they got their own mission. We know nothing about it, right? Then when they get you out of that and in their mission, you in trouble and no one's there to help you. That's all I'm saying. I think I'm clear. I think y'all got my point. Stick to the majority of the Muslim nation. You're safe. It's fine. Don't fall into no cult, please. We had enough of that in our communities. Allah. All right. Barakallahu bikum. We'll see you at post-Fajr reflections. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. These were my scattered thoughts.